Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician, and if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Today, an important insight we can draw from a question regarding alcohol and sleep. Nice having you back here. And if it's your first time on this channel, welcome. Hope you find something of value here. First of all, I want to share with you that Karhy from yesterday's episode 91, has decided to move ahead with her sleep study. She told me that in an email earlier today. It is scheduled for the 17th, so let us all hope that Karhy gains some helpful information from the sleep study that will help her sleep better in the near future. Now that said, I wanted to share with you today an insight I had stemming from an email I received a few days ago. This was not to the insomniainsight@gmail.com email address, and therefore I'm not reading it or sharing the name of the person that was emailing me. But the person that did told me that he sometimes used alcohol to help him fall asleep. And really what I wanted to share with you was that as I was reading this email, I had read a lot about what's called sleep effort. And we're going to talk more about this on the channel, but briefly, this is when you do something to produce sleep. For example, you may try to meditate in bed to fall asleep. And generally speaking, that is not good. You know, anything that you do in an effort to sleep may produce, pressure and tension that actually backfires and makes it harder. But here's what I found really to be an insight. As I was reading this email, I realized that a lot of people enjoy having a glass of wine, for example, and that may be at dinner time. And a lot of people tell me that they have a glass of wine in the evening and that happens to help them fall asleep. But they're not drinking it to fall asleep. They just so happen to enjoy wine at dinner, and that also helps them fall asleep. And that is, of course, totally fine. However, when somebody is drinking alcohol with the intent of that helping them sleep, you kind of intuitively feel like that's not a good path to be on. Because, of course, if you're drinking alcohol to fall asleep and it doesn't make you fall asleep, then your primary, your first instinct may be to just drink more wine, for example, and then that obviously is a slippery slope and an potentially escalating problem. But what I really found was an insight here was that this is intuitive. Like, you intuitively feel that if you have a glass of wine because you like it and it happens to make you fall asleep, that's good. But if you're drinking wine to fall asleep, that you intuitively feel that that's not a good path to be on. And I want you to have that same intuitive feeling when it comes to anything that you may use to fall asleep. For example, if you enjoy reading a book at bedtime, and that happens to make you feel relaxed and that helps you fall asleep, that is fantastic. But if you're picking up a book and you're reading it with the intent of that book making you fall asleep, then that is not a good path to be on, because you'll be frustrated when it doesn't help you. And that frustration will make it harder for you to fall asleep. Same thing with really anything. Let's take another example. A relaxation technique. If you like to use relaxation techniques, for example, let's say deep breathing techniques, and you do that at bedtime, and that makes you feel relaxed and calm, and that has the consequence of helping you fall asleep, again, that is great. But if you're using that same deep breathing technique with the sole purpose of that putting you to sleep, that I hope you will feel intuitively is not a good strategy. So that was the insight that I wanted to share with you tonight. I hope you found it helpful. As always, if you have any comments, thoughts, a sleep problem you want to share, anything else, leave a comment or email me at insomniainsight@gmail.com. And I hope to have you back here very, very soon. Until then, take it easy.